Good morning, everybody. That was a quick round trip for the S&Ps, Qs, Dow, not the Russell. Our Russell trade is screamed higher, and it's hanging up there. Take a look at. Anyway, the plan assumption seems to be coming together with this run up and internals starting to come into alignment. And assuming this move up and down, buyers step up here and look to try and push it back up, or well, with the Russell bringing up the rear, breadth should expand, and so banks are going to be reporting. I think some are reporting today. Um, Progressive, I think, and a few, and then tomorrow, whatever. So, hey, if they come in well, and banks' financials move up a little bit, I think our internals by tomorrow, if not by the end of today, we'll see, come into alignment with sentiment, and would certainly make sense just based on this run and this bar here in the futures. As you know, yesterday, all of a sudden, I don't know whether probably, I guess the Fed chair said something. I wasn't paying attention at the time, and things just took off because first thing in the morning, things pulled in a little bit, and then, off to the races. And so, wide range bar yesterday after multiple bars up. Our analysis says slowing momentum. Doesn't mean the trend is going to stop. That's just an unknown. But you can see examples of that. Here things started to correct, wide range bar. That one's an igniting, right? Because it came after a pullback, and then this one not such a big bar, but beginning of a range expansion bar. And now we have this one. So at these times, I'd have to go back and look at the internals, but maybe over here they had reached a bit of an extreme, but that started to move. And now this, up, retracement, up, sideways correction, up, and the wide range bar and an internals coming together. Odds are we're going to see some kind of correction. Now, whether this time maybe it pulls back a little further or it goes sideways, we'll just have to see. This is interesting, the reaction here. Because buyers are going to step up, as it reaches support, and we'll see what it does between now and the open. And of course, at the open, Qs did the same thing, up, about face, I guess, profit taking, of course. And we'll see, what happens there. The Dow, same thing, rip up and back down. I don't know why this is happening like this chart and the Dow, but kind of strange. The gap and something's out of whack there. On the other hand, our Russell trade that we put on at the end of the day yesterday is hanging up there. What amazing relative strength. And, the reason we picked this was because it was an underperformer and the idea of a catch-up trade. So while it came back up yesterday within this mess, which isn't really our typical setup, but my thinking was at the time, if this number comes in good, I thought that the possibility was that the S&Ps and Qs, having been up as they have been, would be the first to see the profit taking. Whereas who's going to take profits on this? Which of course could happen. It will happen, as it comes up to these pivots here. It's a big move in a short amount of time. So ideally, this goes up a little bit more. I'm happy to take the money. So we'll see. But this could be an igniting bar where, these begin to outperform, even though on a short-term basis, coming into this resistance, they're likely to stall. Other markets, the transports still look like garbage. Whether this is a bottoming or the next move down, I'll be interested to see what these do today. The Dow. Why is that? Is that? Yeah, I guess it is yesterday. things went up as they did. So the Dow just had a big move, and it was the biggest, I guess, out of all of them. And again, another underperformer playing some catch up. So, for those listening, if you're not familiar with when I'm seeing catch up, right, it's a concept of stocks or a particular market that is underperforming, and at some point, as money rotates out of one sector or another, or even within a sector, out of the leaders into the laggards, the laggards play catch up. And when the laggards play catch up, historically, we're closer to the end of a move than the beginning of a new move. Because, well, that statement is a generality over the many, many years doing this. But, this market is a bit different in that the breadth is so narrow that when we think about catch-up trades, there could be such an overwhelming amount of them as you start going through different sectors and, of course, individual stocks that could begin to bring up the rear. And so it sets up opportunities for many catch-up trades. But again, in the short term, these like the Dow and the Russell, whatever, coming up into resistance, I think we're likely to see continued rotation, choppy price action, but possibly we see more of these weaker markets and stocks doing well. So, and we've said this before, it's more of a stock picker's market, other than just saying, hey, I'm going to buy, those big cap FANG stocks, and those were pretty much the majority of what was going up. Even those software stocks that made that incredible run up have been coming in pretty hard. So they made that run up, and if you look like at Intuit or Now or a few of those others, but look to the left and look where it ran up into. So odds are it was going to be some selling. Bitcoin, just trying to recover a little bit from the breakdown. Gold continues to do well, and I guess the thinking is, the Fed's going to cut. Maybe they shouldn't. Who knows what other people are thinking. Inflation continues to go higher, even though today's numbers were an improvement, which the probability would ensure, and there's a strong belief that they're going to cut in September. So I think there was even news. Goldman made a post today that they believe that's on track to happen. So that's a growing belief. And so we'll see when that happens. And maybe think about it, about that rate cut happening in September. What's the worst month of the year historically? September, the worst month of the year. And so it really could set up a scenario where, buy the rumor, sell the news, and have a really nasty September, October, and we'll see how that plays out. All right. Mid caps should be a place to look at as well and see how that's gapping up there. So again, an expansion in breadth, as we see small caps and mid caps moving higher and holding on to gains. Financials, they came on strong yesterday, pulling back a bit, and even the regionals coming on here. So again, another expansion in breadth, and the internals will come together. And remember, when we do see that, we know that don't ever expect these internals reaching to an extreme that things are going to turn on a dime. They rarely do on the upside. On the downside, you tend to be much closer within days, where in the upside, it could be within days, but many times it's a week or two before things really start to correct. Airlines just continue. We talked about them being on the edge of the cliff here. And so which brings me to thinking, what is oil doing? It's up a little bit. You got a buy setup, and a buy setup that pulled back to the top of a wide range bar, and it pulled back from there down to the bottom of the bar. but it's on support. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. And so you want to definitely have an alert, to see if it continues higher. I want to, or whether it breaks down again. Um, I don't really know how much the dollar is going to make any difference here. That's down. Wow, look how much that pulled back here, on that stronger belief of a rate cut. So these currencies are pretty closely tied to short-term interest rates, and it's having quite a negative effect on the dollar, which, the euro, yeah, coming back up. It's up at the top of the range there. So a very strong belief that they're going to get that rate cut. Look at the pound, you know, clearing these highs. Yep, KRE moved up. So you have more and more things starting to move up, and the world in the stock market is getting closer to being perfect, which means trouble ahead. FDN pulling back, that broke out. So lots of good stuff, but always things to be aware of, not be complacent. Been there, done that. The leading sector, the semiconductors, are greater than 100% retracement. Odds are it's going to stall. Just one of our concepts. As prices move up and take out a prior pivot high, they traveled from here all the way there. Common sense says they're likely to stall. It doesn't mean the trend is going to end. And the good thing about it, and I mentioned this yesterday as we looked at one of the charts, maybe it was the S&P, is that, strong momentum move, and then it pulls back. And while this move is not as strong as that one, at least it had some momentum there. So as the highs, we don't have any red bar. Maybe we'll get one today. As the highs are closer together, right? So look at this, look at that move, right? And then this one actually expanded in range and in the size of the move, which suggests the pullback should be buyable. And yesterday, when in MT Live, we talked about wide bars like that one, like that bottoming tail bar right there, which is, a correction bar and a powerful bar that suggests prices should move up. And then, of course, you had that secondary bar right there, confirmation. So while momentum is stalling, it's got some room that it could pull back. So something that we'll have to monitor. Of course, we always do. 50. I'm reading what they're saying here. I don't know. Alex is saying maybe they'll do a 50 basis point cut. I don't. That would be totally unexpected. And you would think, you know what it reminds me of, Alex and everybody? It reminds me of Bush Sr. Remember the, no new taxes, and he raised taxes, which was killed him politically. But they were cutting. Right. So at that time, they were cutting, and it wasn't having the effect. And Clinton gets elected, and he's like, takes the benefits of all of that liquidity that was coming into the system. And he looks like he did a great job. But meanwhile, all of those cuts set the stage for good times. But, yeah. All right. So, the thing is, we'll see where today goes. Let's I didn't do SPX yet. We'll see if that comes off of the low. We mentioned the wide range bar. And we'll see if the Russell, which so far continues to hold on to the gain, some selling occurring there. And SPX, yesterday being that kind of a day where you don't know what's going to come out of the Fed guy's mouth. My personal thought, I didn't think it would be anything of significance. Clearly, I was wrong. as the markets went up because our top strike got hit yesterday. So again, you got to know what you're doing to do these, but look at where today's strike is. I mean, from that run up this morning, let me see if it's still there. Hold on. 75. It may have come down a little bit. That's where it was before 70. They cleared it out. So maybe it comes down 5 points, give or take. But is it going up there today? I think it's unlikely. I don't think it's going to go to either one. Most days it never hits either strike, but to get up there today after the pullback that we saw seems unlikely. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Yeah, I had the wrong mic on speaker. So, Greg, congrats on TNA. It's amazing how, rotation, interest rate sensitive, etc. But amazing how that one's holding so well. Pre-market here versus the other horses. All right, let's go through alarms here and then earnings and watch list, etc. Like always. All right. Tan, we were watching for a turn, closing breakout, up alarm went off. So we're chasing now, but we can look at the individual. There's not many solar stocks that are, let's say only a half a dozen or so. Block, I had an up alarm go off, but I don't, it looks wrong. I see it flat here, but it's kind of a sloppy continuation, but over these highs looks higher all time frames. We're in it in our ETF letter. Index alarm. It met our first third target pre-market, so I said to take it. Ulta, I said sell this little gap up pre-market. It's a bottoming pattern we got in, and I just said let's take the money, and then we're on the sidelines, and we can monitor it if we want a new entry or not. IIPR, my up alarm went off, but I don't see anything. This is a marijuana REIT. I've had an alarm at 110 all week long. QQQE. We're in from yesterday. Up alarm went off. If that's gapped in the 91, that's a nice gap. All right, that's it for gappers here. For alarm, let's go to earnings here. Starting the season, here's, we got a dozen or so here, but banks start tomorrow. So CAG in a downtrend, gapping down. It's not a good pattern. It's in a downtrend, but you don't know if it's a bottoming pattern. It's a very poor sell setup. So I really have no interest in that. Delta's getting whacked. That's a big gap. I'm gonna put that in this window here. We've been watching jets all week. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4 breakdown, and now it's gapping under the yank tree. So that alarm went off. I think target, low 18s, and that's a fairly big gap. LUV 1, 2, 3, 4 sell setup is on our list. That's gapping under 27. This would be a great 30-minute low, provided it doesn't fall too much. Nice void here, nice closing breakdown, nice 3 inside bars that stayed in the lower 50%. That's good. Oh, somebody has said was interested in AAL for a long. That is not a good pattern at all. Let's see here. Well, it's YouTube Delta 20 asking about. Oh, he's just saying thanks for the feedback on an EM. All right, cool. Yeah, you know, you're getting the pop here. So yeah, you're welcome. MEI gapping up 1064, gaps too big and no good pattern. NTIC, that's trades. Yeah, there's no volume there, but that's a bearish gap, obviously. Pepsi getting whacked. Wow, this would have been, had this opened flat. This is a W bottom, new low plus, range expansion. It's what we talked about yesterday. Yesterday we talked about this range expansion bars right there. And we also said one bar is not a pattern, but a big bar jumps out at you. Is there a pattern? And I just answered it. The pattern is W bottom, new low plus. But the gap downs, you know, destroying the pattern, which did not trigger. PMST. I see one print up here at 82, but well, that's a big old gap. But I don't trade ugly overlapping bars like that. It just shows it's a mess. Costco was not earnings, but it's their monthly sales. And this thing I've noticed over the years, it can move on those monthly sales numbers. You know, it's just up a lot. We talked about this yesterday when we were talking about Lilly of whether it was extended. And I said, look, you can't even see the 200 on Lilly. And look at Costco here. Here's the 200. Right here it's 692. $220 lower. So yeah, it's extended, but it's bullish as can be. Oh no, this is Alcoa, $40. 30-minute high would be a put spread if there's any juice at 38.50. AZZ breakdown, 30-minute low idea. RSG is not earnings, but it was an upgrade. And that is a beautiful continuation pattern. You know, this bar traded under the lows, closed with bottoming tail, closing breakout. That's bullish weekly, monthly. Now this would be a fantastic gap trade if it wasn't gapping so big. It's in a downtrend, but little downside shakeout, deep retracement, continuation bar, avoid. If this opened around here, around 2.25, I would say buy 5-minute high, first target 230, next target 235. That would have been my bias. Look at this. It's gapping up here, 246. Man, that's a big bullish gap. But it's too big for me. I have no idea what that thing's going to do. This is ugly. It's in a downtrend. It's possible start of a little downside shakeout. I see one print up there, but I don't trust it. Here's a close. I don't know what the news was on this. It shows earnings 9.5, but continuation breakout. Keep an eye on that. Atwell gapping down, $3 stock, no interest. All right, those are all the earnings. A and F, we have a call spread, and it was gapping down. Here, I forgot to give it to you all because the room wasn't open then. But here's what I had sent a telegram earlier. Look at this crazy move. Again, we talked about, big bars. Yesterday's MT Live. Look at the size of that thing yesterday. But nothing to do with it. Vulcan, nasty downtrend, big old gap, but it has a void. So let's keep an eye on this. A guild, yeah, yeah. Deep, 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 deep buy setup, higher low, retest, range expansion, void. It looks higher. Target 70 to 71, I would say. You got a buy setup weekly. Yeah, you just need a pullback is all. That's up a lot, intraday. But yeah, looks good. All right, just other watch list items here. These are on Sam's list, RDMT. So now that is gapping up. Let's set an alarm at 5630, which there's 5650 just to get ready. Did not hit, but we always want to have some counter fading type plays. Like look at Logi. Logi, we got a beautiful short yesterday. We covered 1/3 at this green bar, 1/3 at this green bar, and we have a third left. DTM, Sam's list. Ideally, we get a 1, 2, 3. I kind of, it's not a clean retracement from a V top. Riot, it's on support, kind of like that Jets ETF. But if it can't bounce much, I have an alarm down there. Won't worry about it. CME. Let me set an alarm now at this is just a it's down a few bars, but it looks lower. I would like it better without that big green bar there. But let me set an alarm 193.15. And that's where I had the alarm. We noticed some strength in hotels yesterday. These would be good, not good directionals, but good put spreads. And I forget why we didn't do them yesterday. This Marriott was way too spready, but that's a put spread setup. Nice reversal. Yeah, Hilton looks the best. I'll watch this for 1, 2, 3. Ice baby alarm just went off. Nice, nice. You know what? Let's sell it. Let's sell it. We only sold a third. Let's just sell another third right here on the gap up. CME low alarm already. Sell a third of ice on this gap up. $144.50.
Garmin I mentioned yesterday.
So here now, 143.58.
W gapped up there. Maybe a put spread on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Apple gap down, Meta gap down. They're being bought, but Google gap down, Microsoft
Netflix,
gap
yeah.
down. Nvidia gapped up and got sold.
Costco gave it all up. And our AI is moving. All right, W52. With crazy spreads. 24 by 80. I'll come back to you. Yeah. Wow, yeah, I like that a lot. I even said yesterday, I hope it closes with a 1, 2, 3. It's in this list somewhere. Um, actually, I like it better over this pre-market high. All right, let me get rid of Delta here. And timing it with the market. It's not great timing with the market, but I think that could be on its own page. Yeah, I'd be selling IWM here. Look at the size of that cap. Uh, yeah, I'd feel better 30-minute high. Just let things settle down a little. This low G we're in. Did that gap over the stop? 9182. Low G. Yeah, it did. But we still have a beautiful gain. And only have a third left. So we managed that thing beautifully. Yeah, I saw that my gap. Yeah, our ribbon. Well, so Greg, there's a little conflict. Yeah, if I gave it as a core, you got to sit through a pullback. But you know what? I take that back. I changed it yesterday from a core to a swing. So yeah, give me a second. Uh, yeah, let's just sell it right here. And we actually have a full lot of ribbons, so wow, we didn't take a penny. Yeah, that's a nice trade right there. Very nice. Actually, I saw a ribbon truck on my way home from lunch yesterday. All right. Ah, nice out on Alta. My Alta alarm just went off for some reason. So, all right, A and F, low alarm, nice. Let's see where our call spread is now. Choose new low. All right, so we met our target met on 10 cents A and F. I said close it at a dime. Nice job. Oh, block. My alarm didn't go off. Why not? Oh man, love, bottom right. Shoot. I wasn't watching. All right, let's sell another third of block into strength, 821. Uh, Great. Let's sell all of block.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it has earnings next week. Because I don't even feel like sitting through a pullback to today's low. Yeah, exactly. Make 23 bucks on block. Expensive stock, understood. Hey, Bill, you're dropped down. Bill's talking about taking profits on his Mr. Naked puts. Good job. All right, so we're out of A&L. Out of black. Still going through alarms here. Squared. Oh, I would have thought you would have taken your money yesterday, Alex. Closing with that big old 80% bottoming tail. Crocs as stopping out. 145. Yeah, exactly.
And NDAQ, take the money. Or at least lower the day stop.
Yeah, sold half pre-market. I said only sell a third. Shoot. Sell a third now.
ICE, take the money.
Yeah, I sold a third pre-market or right at the market open. Yeah, I like that. I like Boyd better. Better, igniting, bottoming pattern.
The NRC, Dan. Yesterday was a correction bar. It's at a pivot.
Well, I gave it 4 long though.
I don't know that word. Anyway,
All right, let me look and go as fast as I can. What's wrong with GNRC?
I didn't say anything was wrong with it.
Oh, I thought you were saying to sell it.
It's gapped up. It's near resistance. I mean, you can hold on to some.
Well, it was a buy setup weekly, bottoming monthly. It just depends what time frame you want to manage it on. We have a $4 gain. If you want to take it, I don't care.
Sell half and hold on. Maybe it fills the gap and you can put it back on. And see what the Qs are doing. So
Well, that's why I'm getting defensive too. Greg, I'm just getting your Tesla. That wouldn't work unless you want to find a new entry. Make sure booking is the strongest thing of the day right now.
In 277.50, it's pretty far away.
Well, that's what we said over there too.
That what?
That's what we said here and got run over.
So what? The past doesn't equal the future, right?
Well, it does when we're trying to learn. I get it. The cues are on our side.
It's at resistance, and the risk is until tomorrow.
Get that. I'm just talking about intraday 15-minute reversal at least.
Oh, you have to assume that there'd be enough premium if that happened. 15-minute reversal is going to take it down. Well, I don't look at 15-minute chart no
Well, we
more.
can do 280 now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, when I said it was jiggling around and now it went higher. So yeah.
Yeah, things a beast. Damn, it's 110 now. 112. Credit keeps growing. 116. I agree with that, Alex. That's why that was the first thing I said to Greg. Do you want to manage it off the daily or the weekly? So, like with that ribbon, I started as a core and I changed it. I said I don't want it as a core, and I switched it to a swing. 120 now. This thing is scary. Tesla scares me. This is a watch. So I miss this LUV, but that's all right. And gets that's sectors and max. All right, Greg, XLY, my 193 alarm went off. You want to sell half or all?
Mm, about a call spread. Makes sense.
We don't do those in the ETF. Number one and number two, they're too spready.
Mm. Sell half.
Alex, this one came from you. Remember right here when I joined you? Ooh, retail had quite a bounce. That stuffed us out. We were short this in the ETF. Stop 70. Well, no, Greg, stop 75.84. We're 8 cents from stop. What do you take it or let it simmer down and then days high?
I don't know what it's going to do. Yeah, 8 cents, not a big deal. Be right back.
Oh, that block did break out. All right, Burl. I'm still going through alarms here. Yeah, yeah, looks good. Oh, Schwab. Greg, Schwab.
I think it'll be reporting earnings.
Yeah, next week. Shoot. Schwab could be a pre-earnings run, but
Yeah, I mean, breaking out.
Hmm. Oh yeah, we're in a half lot of HEO.
And Meta call spread 545, 45, 55. I mean, you got to do 10 wide.
Ten wide, 45 cents. Yeah, just dropped. Yeah, nice Baxter. You were talking about that yesterday. About just doing the cues. 505. There you go, Greg. Let's do the cues. Five, $4 wide, 67, pre-market high.
Step away for a second. Were you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm gonna give the cues call spread.
If there's premium,
There is.
be for next week. Day force, breakdown failure, DAY.
AD line keeps climbing. That's because of the IWM, man. 2100.
Look at XLF. It's not IWM by itself. Look at XLE, XBI, KRE.
Wow, sir. Yeah, like Schwab, that's a nice pattern.
Meta got away too fast, Dan.
Yeah, and that's when I started looking at Qs. I only have a $4 wide instead of 10, and I got a whole lot more for it. So it's what made me look at the Qs. Hey, Sammy boy, lazy boy. Hey, that rhymed. Alex, what do you think? Sammy boy, lazy boy. That had a nice rhyme to it. All right, let's sell strength. This is a nice move. That was a nice pattern. Ice up alarm, but we sold already. $0.09 already? Are you kidding me? No, I'm showing 35 for tomorrow, 505, 509. But that's close to 50%. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I did mine for tomorrow. All right, that explains it. But yeah, I will look to take some into weakness. We're still in this low G.